Mash the like button if you agree that giant wrestlers in America will never be taken seriously ever again the moment Vince McMahon retired. Giants might be done in America.
Now, let's talk about the death of giants in fake pro wrestling in America. What happened? Because it seems like for the past 5 years, for the past 10 years, Americans don't like giants anymore. Why is that? It seems like all elite fake pro wrestling, they also do not like giants. The era of giants being feared in America, that era is dead. It died with the Big Show. It died with the Great Khali. It's done. I blame America. But in Japan, they love giants. They book giants like monsters. Not so much in America. America, they hate giants. Let's talk about Lance Archer. Let's talk about Omos. First, Lance Archer. That man is a goddamn star in Japan. But every time this man comes back to all elite fake pro wrestling, he has to job out to a small man. What about Omos? Omos was a star in Noah. Go back and watch the film. I made a YouTube shorts about Omos today. Omos was a star in Noah. This man won the tag team championships. And for some strange reason, the World Wrestling Federation pulled him out of Japan. I'm like, why? Let that man cook. Americans don't like Omos, but in Japan, they loved Omos. So I'm like, bro, keep him over there. Let him cook. You don't have any plans for Omos. So let that man cook in Japan. That crowd loves giants, and they loved Omos. That man was being booked like Bob Sapp. So I'm like, bro, keep him over there. Let him cook. The only country that knows how to book giants is Japan. Look at Omos. Look at Lance Archer. But every time they come back to America, people don't like them. Nobody cares about them, or people don't want to see them. But in Japan, man, Omos is Andre the Giant. In Japan, Omos is the Big Show. That man has improved in Japan. Is it more so the roster, or is it Omos? I believe it's both. Omos has great chemistry with Japan fake pro wrestlers, not so much in America. In America, man, I don't know why we don't like giants anymore. It's like we connect giants with Vince McMahon. That's the main issue with you sicko marks. You connect every giant with Vince McMahon because everybody knows that Vince McMahon put giants on the map. He made giants a thing. Kevin Nash, Psycho Sid, Braun Strowman, John Gonzalez, Taker, Kane. Vince McMahon made you care about giants. But people connect giants with Vince McMahon. And that's why in America, people don't like Omos because Omos has a connection with Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon made Omos a thing. Vince McMahon made Big Show a thing. Okay, for example, what about Shanky? Shanky was over 7 feet tall, and yet the World Wrestling Federation fans did not like Shanky. Hence why he got released. Because in America, nobody wants to give giants a chance. Just look at all elite fake pro wrestling. Back when Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal was hanging out with that big giant fuck. Remember? The fans did not like that guy. They compared him to the Great Khali, right? So every damn giant that gets booked on a show in America, you compare him to the Great Khali. And that's the main issue. That's why I believe Omos should stay in Japan. Why would you pull out Omos from Noah when that was the best run of his whole entire life? That man improved. You gotta keep him over there. Omos is beloved over there. He's Bob Sapp in Japan. But that's the comparison. That's my comparison that I'm trying to bring to you. In Japan, how come they love Omos? But in America, why do you hate Omos? Right? That's a you problem because in Japan, they fucks with him. Let's talk about Lance Archer in Japan. Lance Archer is a megastar in Japan. But every time Tony Khan, man, brings this man back, he books him as a jobber. That sounds like Omos. That sounds like every big man for the past 5 years. Yes, you can say All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling hates big men, but does the World Wrestling Federation also hate big men like Omos? Here's my point. Let's say All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling does hate big men, but more so con man. You can make a serious argument that the World Wrestling Federation, their fans, they hate big men, just like how Tony Khan hates big men. Tell me I'm lying. You hate Omos. You hate every big man that the World Wrestling Federation always pushes. If he's not Kane, if he's not Taker, you don't like that guy. That's a pattern of behavior. Go on YouTube. Omos and Noah Wrestling and his tag team partner was some white guy named Jack Morris. Man, that was a great tag team. Why would you break them up? They just won the tag team championships. I'm saying to myself, Triple H, if you don't have any plans for Omos as a top guy or a top upper tier mid-card guy, let him cook in Japan. Don't waste his prime years in catering. So here's my theory. Triple H saw that Omos was cooking in Japan, and that's why Triple H brought him back to America. I'm like, bro, you better have plans for him, because you just fucked up the best run of his life. Because Jack Morris, man, he was making Omos look like $1 million. That whole entire Japan roster was making Omos look like $1 million. But there's a huge difference between a Japan audience and an American audience. The fact that Japan loves Omos, but America hates Omos, what does that tell you? That's proof that America has a lot of issues with giants. Japan, they love giants. That's why we rarely see Lance Archer in All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling, because he loves it in Japan. In Japan, Lance is a star because giants are booked like attractions in Japan. Not so much in America. Giants are booked like jobbers. You see, this generation has changed. Meaning, if Andre the Giant was in his prime and he was still alive, you people would hate Andre the Giant. Let's speak facts. Does the Big Show have a crazy fan base? Nope, not really. That's my point. If Andre the Giant was alive in his prime, people would treat him like the Big Show, like the Great Khali. Because America, all they love is the work rate. They love vanilla midgets and they love the work rate. In Japan, they love work rate, but at the same time, they want to be entertained by freaks. Giants are freaks. That's why Japan loves to watch giants. Japan worships giants like a Omos, like the Great Khali, like Lance Archer. Honestly, I believe that Braun Strowman, he should go to New Japan Pro Fake Wrestling. That man would be a megastar over there. He will be worshipped if he goes to Japan. Same as Big Cass. I don't know why fans don't like Big Cass. What does that tell you? If Big Cass was booked in Japan, he would be worshipped over there. It's said that in 2025, giants are rejected. Giants are damn near extinct, right? Here's what I mean. Kevin Nash has not wrestled in like what, maybe 20 something years? Here's what I mean. Back in his prime, us fans, we loved Kevin Nash, okay? Don't get it twisted, bitch. Back in the 90s, yes, say what you want about Diesel, but nigga, I was a fan of Diesel. Diesel had a fan base, okay? Don't get it twisted. Don't get it confused. Taker, Kane, fucking Diesel, they had a fan base. We loved giants in that era. But in this era, y'all act like Kevin Nash was the worst fake pro wrestler of all time. I'm like, bro, he's a multiple time world champion for a reason. The fans loved Diesel. I don't care what the fuck you say. That's my era. I watched every match of Diesel. The fans loved Diesel. See, You go back with 2020 hindsight. Just in that era, Diesel did enough to get over. When you're a giant, you don't need to have 5-star fucking matches. What part of that don't you understand, right? What is your definition of a great tall wrestler that's over 7 feet tall? Like, what do you expect? Huh? That's so dumb. So by your logic, you want to see Diesel do a 450 splash? What are you asking for from a fucking giant? It's a giant, nigga. Like, what? What are you asking for, you 5-star mark? For example, let's talk about Psycho Sid. Go back and watch Psycho Sid versus Shawn Michaels, 1996. Survivor Series, bitch, back in New York. He was the most over man in the building. And guess what, bitch? He was a heel. Last time I checked, Psycho Sid was not a great in-ring wrestler, but that man had a character, great look, etc., great promos. That's all we cared about. Just look good, be a powerhouse. That's all you need to be as a big man, right? But let's say 20 years later, I don't think you marks will like Psycho Sid if Psycho Sid was alive in his prime in this era. You will reject him, just like the great Khali, Braun Strowman, Omos, etc. But back in the 90s, we loved big men. People who say, oh, Kevin Nash was not a great fake pro wrestler. Okay, that means you did not watch the 90s. You are comparing 90s fake pro wrestling to what you watch now. That's not fair. It's like, bro, it was a different era, a different time in the 90s. Do not compare that form of fake pro wrestling. That was a different time, a different era. Diesel was over. Psycho Sid was the most over guy in the company in that era. So you are going by your 2020 hindsight glasses. That's like comparing the NBA in 2025 to the 1980s. I'm like, bro, you cannot compare eras. Different rules, different diets. It's a whole different era. That's not fair. It's mostly these Gen Z dumb fucks who was not even old enough to watch 90s fake pro wrestling. Nigga, you watch YouTube old ass clips. That don't count. I was watching live when Psycho Sid was being cheered out the building. That's my era. Watch it live. It's all about the vibes. Back then, the vibes were big, sexy Kevin Nash was over. Scott Hall was over. Hogan was over. You can make a serious argument that the moment Vince McMahon stepped down from the World Wrestling Federation, that was the death of big men. Because nobody books big men better than Vince McMahon. Oh yeah, by the way, man, you race baiters, you race hustlers are so inconsistent, and you expose yourselves every day, every week by smart men like me, by smart right-wing men like me. Here's why. Last time I checked, Omos is a black man. But how come you don't make any noise about how Triple H does not book Omos correctly? Huh? Why is that? You want to jerk off Montez Ford? What about a heel monster like Omos? Triple H has done nothing with Omos. Where's the outrage? Where's the complaining? Last time I checked, bitch, Omos is black. Oh, right. It's about who you like. You don't care about fucking race. You just like who you like. Just admit it. Like I said, bitch, Triple H is not a fucking racist. Where's the outrage with Omos? Oh, right. It's about who you like. You don't care about the race of Omos. You just want to rage bait. You just want to race hustle.